I didn't want to record today. I didn't. It's a new channel. I got overwhelmed. I got an attack of that bitch who's like, you got fucking nothing to say. But what I thought I'd share is the process in which I followed to press fucking record. And it's something that I think that you could apply in every instance of your life when you start to get blocked or triggered. Welcome to Body of Truth. I'm Rebecca Windsor. Body of Truth was born. For years, I had suppressed my own inner voice. And when my marriage blew apart into pieces, I was forced to rebuild from scratch. And in that process, I knew I needed to make really major changes. And in those changes, what I discovered is that all the willpower in the world will not work unless you anchor these changes in your physical body. You need to make them a muscle memory with actions that you do every day in your body, trusting your intuition and the wisdom that lives there and has always lived there. What I hope to do is to be free, and I want that for you too. I want you to start to maybe listen to your inner voice and start some self-inquiry. And that's why I pose these questions to you. So when the bitch started up and the stories of not good enough, not understanding how the algorithms of YouTube work, not getting tens of thousands of subscribers in the 2 weeks I've been doing this, right? The voices of not enough, which is the root story for me, is like, you make an effort. It's just not good enough. That is one of my core stories. And we'll talk about how to identify those in a later video. But what I wanted to do is, so the trigger is the feeling of, fuck, I don't want to do it. And so the first thing I do is I dig a little bit into the trigger. It wants to stop action. So if I want to stop action, one of the things that I do and that we're going to talk about is that we're going to identify, it's probably one of our core stories rearing its ugly head. Once you've identified what story that is, and for me, that's not good enoughness, right? Then I can start to separate my emotions from the facts, right? What are my emotions? My emotions are, I feel self-conscious. I feel like I have nothing to offer. All I want to do is contribute, but maybe it's just feeding your ego. Maybe the reason that no one's watching your videos is because they don't give a shit about what you're talking about, right? So those are the emotions that are fed by the story that I will always carry with me. But then I balance that against the facts. You just fucking started. You are telling the truth. And if you are telling the truth, the people that are searching for the truth will find you. You know you are compelled by God to share your experiences in the hope that revealing all your ridiculousness will help someone else not feel alone. Of that, I am sure. So between these two things, take a piece of paper. And one of the people who the proponent of this, who helped me really see this so clearly, her name is Byron Katie. You can look up any one of her books. Take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. Put the trigger at the top. What are the feelings that are coming up for you? But what are the facts of the situation? And I bet after you go through that process, and I suggest that you write it down, because if you try to do it in your head, it's always going to be a little bit fucked up, right? Because you're going to tell the story. You can't do that work internally. It's so much better to put it down in black and white. I think that you will be able to identify these triggers so much easier. And I'm going to link below to the video that helps us start to identify what those core stories are. I hope that you found this helpful. This is a technique that I use again and again and again, even throughout my day. I used it this morning. I used it right now. If you found this beneficial, consider subscribing. Share it with a friend that you think would benefit. If you click the link below, I send out weekly content, private content to my list that is way more explicit than I am here. And I upload every day, and I will see you tomorrow.